Oh, good morning, good afternoon, good night, or whatever time it is near you.
Yes.
We are here today. Um, Let me check on something real quick. Hold on. I gotta adjust the camera a little bit. It was a little to the right. We don't have camera people. The media team has not yet arrived, but they coming.
Yes.
One step at a time, one day at a time. They coming. Get the media team going and let others begin to build and prosper themselves in this way. All right, so we left off
On 36.
on verse 36.
Here's what we'll start.
And we still continuing now. This is part 2 of Leviticus chapter 25. This started out and we got into the redemption law. Mm-hmm. There's a law governing redemption,
Yes,
and this law of redemption governs how for us to get out of our current situation. Now, some of y'all don't like that because I know what you want. You want something else.
Yes.
It cannot be that simple, and there's no reason for us to do it in that way.
Right. It's only one way.
So we have verse 36. This is part 2 of the redemption law. Mm-hmm. Verse 36, my people of the house of Israel. So this is everybody included of the house of Israel.
Yes.
Okay, this is within the house of Israel, right? Mm-hmm. This has a confinement. So either you with us or you not. Mm-hmm. You shall not take usuries. That's no interest. Or remunerations. In somebody's case. So usuries or remunerations is, let's take a look at this word. Okay. Money paid for work or service. So we cannot take and money for work amongst each other. But thou shalt fear thy Allah and let thy brother have nourishment with thee. So let's take a look at this. So if I, as the head of the community, have to help establish and rebuild my people, I cannot make a profit off of it. I have to allow my brother to have nourishment with me.
Yes.
So when I ask to say, let us make a business of the community for the community, everybody has to benefit.
Correct.
So everybody that comes in, you work this, we build something new, and everybody's branching off, and that wealth remains part of the community because I can't remunerate.
Right.
So does the brother have to work a lot? No, you make it so that everybody works a little bit just to keep the store going, making sure everything is A1, tip-top shape. So the strategy for work is different. I don't make my brother a slave and then eat off of him and cry about it, like people do in the music industry. And then you constantly got people who are constantly applying. This is why the music industry doesn't care, because people are constantly applying to try to get the funding of the music industry to be paid for work. They want the remunerations. You want it. So now when I say, okay, to do it another way, we all have to corporately own. We have to corporately work, and the profits that are made is shared corporately. Oh, but I want to buy what I want. Yeah. You could do that. once you get your own. You know what I'm saying? Like there has to be some type of establishment.
Right, right. You have to let go of the selfishness and this independent
That's what
way
you
of thinking.
that's what you have to get rid of is the
Yeah.
independence. Because before you can get into the having of nice things, right? There must first be an establishment to grow wealth. Wealth is generated amongst the community.
Yes, it is.
So when you see and you say, oh, this is a nice, wealthy community, you'll find that there's relationships
Yes, it
in that
is.
community. They don't let the wealth out. It is contained. So now I'm inviting my people because we have to create our own nation. We have to generate our own wealth. We have to generate our own health. All of these things must come from us. We must have control.
And you know, it is wealth and protection. Because when you look back, when Joshua and then was going forth, Reuben, Gad, and half of Manasseh had their land already. But they themselves, the men, couldn't stay in their land. They had to go with the rest of the brothers and so that they can get their land as well and then return back to their land. So it was a corporate way of doing things. So they
Right.
received the wealth of the land, but also the protection from their brothers.
Right. So again, the entirety of the system is built on everybody has to invest.
Yes.
Everybody does receive that investment back at a later time. And once you receive that investment back, you have to now take that and kind of co-establish yourself and others in the same way. So while you are building your wealth, you do have your prosperity, you have nice things, you have everything that you need, you're growing, everything is growing beautifully. But you are not profiting off of your brother to keep him down. I know this is a crazy concept for you to grasp. Because when I say, okay, we'll own a building. So we own the building, we buy the building. Everybody that works does make some pay. Some of that pay is given back into the community fund. The rest you keep.
Right.
The community reinvests what is given back into the community. Why? We own the land, we own the building. We have to continuously build because we have to expand the businesses, expand our industries, expand. So you have to grow out because more people need to come in. And then the more people you bring in, the more you expand, the more you increase profits. But this allows you to gather everybody in and everybody back. And you do have, but you don't have is any mandatory needs.
Yes.
Okay?
It's being supplied.
Your basic needs are supplied. You have food, you have a roof over your head, you have clothes, right? And then we expand into making clothes and then we support that. But we're always expanding to remove our need of other people.
One step.
One step at a time, we are eliminating our need. We don't want to keep going to China. We want to make our own clothes. We don't want to go to India. We want to make our own products, whatever India makes. We don't want to go to outside people. We want to make it in-house. If we need it, we want to know from every step of the process that we can do it at home to keep our wealth at home. So nobody have to make war. Nobody can sanction us. Nobody can stop us. We make everything ourselves.
I have a question. okay, yes, we are a people, but we're not a nation right now. Don't we have to come together to be established as a nation in a whole?
Yes, you do have to come together. This is your choice.
Right.
No nation is established by somebody else. I'll repeat, no nation is established by somebody else. You have the right to establish your nation and your people by your choice. Only thing you have to do is join hands together and support. There has to be a leadership structure. There has to be a law. You have to accept that law and that leadership and the enforcement of that law. We as the people have a problem making it up because every law is based upon someone else's system. Every law is based on someone's system. Now, if you adopt the wrong system, you will give power to a strange or a foreign people. So the law and the system must come from your own ancestry.
Yes.
This law is the law that benefits my people.
Right.
This law benefits my people from the antiquity and into the future. It is gene locked, meaning that the maximum benefit on our land goes to the ancestral indigenous of our land.
Right. Right.
That's it.
Right. So using a system of somebody else's law and ways and trying to implement it into our system
Doesn't work.
doesn't work. We have to use our law, our system only.
Exactly. I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. So we have to use our law, our system, and the law and the system have a culture. It will have customs. So you have to know those customs. You have to live those customs. Now, the beautiful part is there's a lot of people living the customs. Okay? There's a not living to the fullness of the law, but the custom is prevalent. You can find it and you can adapt it. So this makes it easier.
Yeah.
All right. Now, verse 37, my people, house of Israel, you shall not lend him for usury. So again, every person that's coming in, right? If you can't lend them for usury, so I can't lend to you and collect on interest,
Right.
right?
Right.
Nor give him your provisions for increase. So I cannot give him and expect more back. So these are the rules. So when I say give and let us make this thing, and this will give back to you from business, I'm not collecting from you, and neither are you collecting from me. But we all are contributing to something that will collect and benefit us all back, and we all receive back what we gave.
Right. Right.
And we are providing for more.
So what you are sharing with us and teaching us is not the benefit for you. It is the benefit for everyone.
Right. Everyone that is participating does receive a benefit. This is what is done with the wealth system. Once they see you are part of the club, then they give you a benefit. And the wickedest thing is they try to push as many people out and down as possible to oppress them. But we don't have this. We are picking up from the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
We are lifting everyone up
Mm-hmm.
that joins hands with us to establish what God says he wants.
Mm-hmm.
There is a law says there shall be none poor among you, which
Mm-hmm.
means, you know, there is a system that make even the lowest one wealthy.
Yeah.
He have a possession, he have land.
Mm-hmm.
He may have sheep, he may have some workers. He's not poor as he doesn't have nothing to survive on.
Mm-hmm.
He just does not have as much as the one who has a lot.
Right, right. And with me being here as a student here and following this system, because we're here together, I am myself seeing the effect, the reward of participating in this system and in this law. I am actually living this because this is how you run your household. I am here part of your household. I am seeing with my own eyes you not benefiting alone.
No.
We're all in the household benefiting. Just being able to go shop the other day to buy my need was a benefit for me. To see increase happening with me by walking this out and living this out. I'm seeing a difference. I didn't see this from the other books that I read and learned from. I've only seen this by walking with the information from this book.
Right. And the reason why I make sure like you're reading, like read the book, and I want you to judge my actions
Yes.
by the book. Okay? You can put question marks beside anything I do, but we're going to look at what the results are, and you'll be able to quantify, you'll be able to measure and see the benefit of my actions, my decisions, and how they ensure our success. Okay? I don't want you to just copy what I'm doing. I want you to understand it.
Yes, yes, yes. Because to be honest, we had a conversation yesterday, and I've been thinking about this and pondering on it. And I have to be honest, following from the other books and the other information that I had, I literally thought I was walking in righteousness. I really thought I was walking in truth. And to be honest, I was walking out a lie. I was living a lie. And because I was living that way, I was making choices and decisions with a husband, with a lifestyle that was a lie. I can admit that. I can own that. But I praise Yah that I now have an opportunity to do it the right way. My marriage was not going to work because it was based off of a lie. It was based off of bad information.
And that is the foundation of keeping us as the people down. Nobody is giving you honest, whole, and truthful information because they're always trying to give you a quick fix or a quick remedy rather than a cure.
Right.
Because they don't want you to rise up and become a nation.
Yeah.
Because if you become the nation that God told you to be, not only will you rule the world, but you'll have your God's support. The most powerful nation is the one with God's support. They are undefeatable. They are insurmountable. And even without the best weaponry, there is no way to defeat them because they have control over the earth.
And you know what was my biggest deception in being in that line? That I can make my own self righteous.
You can't. There's no way possible.
You can't.
You can't. You can just, listen, if I give a young child a book that tells him to be homosexual, he will justify his actions of being a homosexual with that book. If this child dies without producing another person, right? This child has erased his entire family's existence in the future from the past. So he's erased it. So when we get 100 years in the future, they're erased from the past. Oh, they died off. This entire family lineage has died because they were homosexual. They disappeared. They eradicated themselves. What? It is unable to continue its existence. Oh, but you know, science can do this and do that and do this and do that. Okay. All science is predicated on one premise right now. All of it. How can this be without God? How can this exist without God, without his natural ways and principles, without his hand? How can we make this work without him? Then we don't need him, and then the people don't have to obey the instruction.
Right. Because unfortunately, what I recognize, because I myself have done it, thinking that the knowledge that you have makes you righteous.
It doesn't.
And it doesn't.
Because you can have bad knowledge.
That's right.
Okay?
Yes.
If you have artificially made something or created something, there's no way to sustain it. Because whatever you require to sustain it artificially, should anything happen to that, it stops, it ceases.
Yeah.
So here you are, and you remove yourself from the natural order of things, and now you depending on everything to be in a pristine environment, you have to control everything. So you have to become God. Doesn't work.
That's right.
Okay? So now looking at this next verse, I am Yah, your Allah, who redeemed you and brought you out, redeemed from the land of the west, Mitzrayim, to give unto you the land of Canaan, and to be unto you Allah. I am Yah, your Allah, who redeemed you. So how does he redeem you? He just gave you the law of redemption and said, join hands with your brother. Your brothers are not allowed to make a profit off of you. So when you find someone who is making a profit off of you, you know that they're not from God. And I don't care who you are. If they're not building with you, joining hands to build together, and everyone is going to acquire a equal possession, each one according to the measure of his hands. So you're saying, what? What does that mean? That sounds sage and esoteric. It means that the person who has 10 children, he get 10 bedrooms. What? This is the need that he have. He have this many people, he needs more space. This person have 3 people. He need a 3 bedroom. He need less space because he's not at that. He's not to that size yet. He has not yet multiplied to that number. So the measure of his hand is what he need of. What is this person in need of? This is how you start to gain the establishment. We'll be right back. All right, so we're back. And so this is how you measure a person and what they have need of. You give them what they need. And this has no bearing upon beauty, elegance, or luxury. You can have all of those things. Everybody can have what is beautiful, what is elegant, and what is luxurious because you build it.
Right.
If we build everything good, everybody start with something good. And everybody's reinvesting and everybody's growing. Everybody is building for the next. The person who have much give more than the person who have little. But everybody is giving because we have to redistribute everything. So you say, oh, but I gave $1 million. If you gave me $1 million American dollars, okay, and then the American economy crashes and the dollar goes to nothing, do you think you gave me $1 million? No, we all escaped the captivity. You're going to receive the inheritance of the house of your fathers. You are being sustained. Even where you are coming to, where you are living now, it does not belong to you. You cannot inherit land that doesn't belong to your father's house. It doesn't belong to you. So you have to continue in this way, receiving nourishment with your brother on his land. He cannot say anything. He cannot talk. He cannot complain. He cannot. We are building together, and until each one receives their land portion, which is the story that my sister mentioned in the beginning. Just because you receive your portion, you still have to work and nourish with your brother till he receive his portion. I told you I have one religion, and that is brotherhood. This is what is spelled out here.
Yes, it is.
Okay?
39.
If thy brother with thee shall have become poor, and hath sold himself unto thee, thou shalt not make him serve according to the laws of the service of bondmen. So, everybody who's coming in, anybody who's coming in, if he don't have. So say you have some money and you provide certain things, and you're starting at a certain point. But now there's somebody who's coming in and they don't have nothing. All right? How do you deal with that person? Again, same system. Everybody works, everybody learns. But as this person works from what he contributes, what he has, this, again, comes back to the community. He is treated no different.
Right.
Okay? How do you know that, Rabbi Sheikh? But as a hired man and as a sojourner shall he serve with thee. See? I'm just saying, until the year of Jubela shall he serve thee. So he's working with us and for us. So we have to work with us and for us. Period. As a people, I have to work with you and for you. How long will it take until the Jubilee? Why? Because at the Jubilee, everybody gets to go free to their own inheritance. But it's going to take just that much time to actually gain back, buying back the land and spreading back across the land. Then he shall go out from thee at liberty, he and his children with him, and return to his family and to the heritage of his fathers shall he return. So we all got to keep this
Yes.
until the next Jubilee.
Mm-hmm.
Rabbi Sheikh, when's the Jubilee? Approximately 42 years from now, give or take. 42. So you got about 2 years to work your way into this, and we continue to grow. And then we got about another 40 years after that to work our way out of the situation. Nobody want to hear me though. You don't want to hear that. I know you didn't want to hear that.
No, they ready to go in the land right now.
And you want to get your father's inheritance and just do what you need to do for yourself. Again, this is why 40 years in the wilderness was established, to teach us how to live together again. Because everybody wants to teach this individualism, and it doesn't work for anybody. It doesn't work for us.
No.
And it doesn't work for the other nations. The other nations are not individuals. I want you to know that.
That's right. They've only taught us to be individuals.
There's no nation lives like individuals.
That's right.
So we have to be like the bees. We have to be like the ants. You live in a colony and everybody have their jobs, their levels, their assignments. You are what you are, and that is what you are. But you have to learn that by living together. You're not going to learn it in this individualized way where everybody can do everything and you do everything for yourself by yourself. That's not going to work. That individualism makes you so weak. You have the same amount of power as one ant versus a human being.
42.
And every man shall return to his family, and to the heritage of his fathers shall he return. For they are my servants, whom I brought forth redeemed from the land of Mitzrayim. They shall not be sold according to the laws of the sale of bondmen. So you say, what is this law of the sale of bondmen? Slavery is abolished. No, it hasn't. Every time you watch a sporting game and they negotiate the trade for players, this is the sale of bondmen. Every time you go from one employer to another employer, this is the sale of bondmen. When you have to go and you apply for a new master, this is the sale of bondmen. When you have to put in your CV and your resume and determine how much you will get paid for the work, this is the sale of bondmen. So now you understand the basis of what I've been trying to tell you about the one pocket system. We all coming in, we're all working with each other and for each other within the same leadership structure. Yes, you have a high level of leadership and you are participating, giving of your service and in support of the people. And we're doing this until we get to this stage, which is once we get to the year of Jubilee, and then every man, because every house is established by then. Right. You have your farm, you have your sheep. The work is divided. Now it is just yours to conduct said business with. Everybody, we're dividing the land. Everybody gets their paperwork. This is by law of the council from the king and his administration. Everybody is allotted their portion. Thusly so until the next Jubilee, where there is another recalculation based upon the changes that may have come over 50 years.
Let me ask you, this way of redemption is how we break the generational curses?
Every time.
So it's not you making it individually. that breaks the generational curse of your family. This way and system and instruction of redemption is the only way of breaking generational curses.
Exactly. It's the only way. So every time they came out of a captivity, they came out and implemented these systems. Now, if you don't believe me, then you check it. When Ezra is coming back with Nehemiah from captivity, this is what he's implementing. And you're going to get a certain number of men, and each man claims a tribe or whatever house or whatever, and you have to abide by these laws. And we come into a small community, a small group, reestablish and spread back out. But you start by reestablishing and then slowly spreading, because you need to keep the community group close.
Yes.
Why? The daughters still have to pick husbands, right? And the daughters are supposed to be picking husbands from within the tribe.
Yes.
The sons have to take the daughters first before you even think about placing somebody else over the family estate in some kind of crazy way or trying to get ahead by some crazy deals. You have to take from these daughters. So you have multiple tribes living together so that you're not worried about your daughter just marrying
anybody
just in the same tribe. So, okay, if I marry a daughter from Asher, if I marry a daughter from Levi, the daughters have first choice. And the sons pick from the daughters. Because the mixed children don't have any rights to the inheritance. They don't have any rights for many generations. So this will breed envy, hatred, frustration, because we're tracing it by father.
Right.
Okay? So the Most High says, this is the way of redemption, and this is how you come out redeemed. This is the price of redemption that he has ordered and mandated. Okay?
And as the Redeemer woman, you choose from within.
Now, I want everybody to pay attention to this next verse. Neither make him serve with rigor, but thou shalt fear Yah thy Allah. So if I can't make you serve with rigor, so what's rigor? So when you see these jobs now and they're making you work all of these extraneous hours, you're pulling in 40 and 50 hours a week. I can't do that.
And if
you need time to study, you need time to learn, and you have to work. We have a lot of people. So we're going to live together. We're going to build together. Okay? Everybody is contributing in times, and there's a system. So nobody is working an abundance of hours. Ain't no overtime to be made. So you don't have to work with this overtime. There's no rush. We are building as we can, how we can, and you'll see we are building a lot faster.
Right.
Because you have 6 days of work, but that don't mean you're working with rigor, like you're moving boxes and crates 6 days a week. No, you might be doing that 2 days a week, studying 4 days a week. Didn't have a day of rest. But you have to be committed to this whole process.
Right. So with the Western society, we know that they have us to work and to serve with rigor, lets you know they have no fear of
Right. But again, this is our commandment of how we're to treat ourselves. I'm not asking nobody to treat me like this.
No.
Because if you're in Western society, you sold yourself to be a bondman to work with rigor, so you deserve it.
My goodness.
See? It says, but your bondmen, the next verse, verse 44, but your bondmen and your handmaids, which you may have, of the handmaids of the Gentiles, of them you may purchase for bondmen and handmaids. So the bondmen and the handmaids, they can work with rigor. They can work 5 days, 6 days a week. on the same job. This is their job.
Mm-hmm.
5 days, 6 days a week, you're working. You are paid to work. That's why people don't know. When I say I'm opening a supermarket, in order for me to have the supermarket, 70% of the employees must be Jordanian.
Mm-hmm.
Only 30%
It's us.
is us. So where does that 30% sit? We work in the same part. You know what I'm saying? You on the floor, but you separate. You're not really part of this 30%. You don't speak their language, so there's no way for you to tell them what to do. I have to hire bilingual managers to express to the Jordanian employees so that this store can stay open 6 days out the week.
Mm-hmm.
I have to express that. They're paid as managers the same Jordanian salary that other managers get, the same Jordanian pay that the Jordanians get. It's the same.
Mm-hmm.
Every supermarket pays the same.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's receiving the same pay according to the measure of the Jordanian law.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for my people, the 30%, you're not even a part of that. You're receiving a profit share.
Mm-hmm.
Says a what? A
Yeah,
profit share.
Yeah.
Right? We're living in here, and we have lowered expenditure costs. We have lowered the cost. You're not paying for the food. So the profit share goes back into reinvestment because we have to expand to receive more people. Everybody have to contribute.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody have to work.
Mm-hmm.
What do? Well, if you're not working in the supermarket, you might be working on another project. You might be in development of another project. You might be in the administration because administration have to be laid out. There is a lot of things that come on this table that have to be dealt with. Health-wise, nutrition-wise, classes, education. You have to have your hand in all of the essential pots at the same time, almost simultaneously.
Yeah.
So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to juggle and a lot to balance because we're always expanding, always growing.
Yes.
So there's somebody responsible for finding land or good deals on land to purchase, to buy, to expand. What are we going to put there? Who's the team that's going to go? Picking out the best personnel to go and start said project. Those people that go and expand and go out, you also have to make sure they're getting married. They're treating their wives well. They have to receive home training.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you need home training.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think all these men and women complaining about? They don't know. They're not domesticated anymore.
No.
They don't have any home training. Men talking about, I'm fine. I'll be traditional. I'll pay all the bills. But paying all the bills does not make you a good husband. What? Paying all the bills does not make you a good husband. A husbandry is farming. Look it up. So you're a cultivator. So you have to cultivate sons and daughters. You have to cultivate your wife. This requires nurturing. This requires judgment. This requires support, subtle enhancement. This requires giving guidance and direction. And you can't guide or direct and you don't know. Because even the husband needs training, guiding, support, cultivation, direction. So everybody have to get in line. Everybody have to get in the pool. And there's always this development. Communal development. The men know how to learn how to support men. The women have to learn how to support the women. There is a communal development that has to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Moreover, yeah, I like that word.
I do too.
Moreover, adding on to, inclusive of, of that and this, in addition to,
Yes.
moreover, of the children of the uncircumcised strangers who sojourn among you, of them you may buy, and of their families that are with you, which they have begotten in your land, but not from the Canaanite, and they shall be yours for a possession.
Mm. Hmm.
Y'all don't like that. Y'all don't want to talk about this. I know y'all don't want to talk about it. Okay? So now you're talking about the uncircumcised. What do you mean the uncircumcised? Yeah, the ones is the weirdos. They don't keep your law. They just hear. Okay, this is where they sit. You know, it's what it is. You don't like it, don't like it. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care about what you have to say.
Mm-hmm.
You want to live here, you want to be here in our land, no problem. You included in this law too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not talking about the Canaanite. I told people, Canaanite have a right.
Mm-hmm. So this idea of thinking that those that will serve with us, that sojourns with us, they're not going to be sitting down kissing your feet and all this craziness
No,
that's been
but,
taught.
and again, you're talking about, okay, we can buy, trade, and sell people, and this, that, and the third. This is going on every day. It says, of these types of people, you treat them like this.
Mm-hmm.
You buy them, you trade them, you call for what you want, you ship them. Dude, this is where it fits.
Mm-hmm.
It's a business.
Yes.
And you may leave them to your children after you to inherit as a perpetual possession. Them you shall make to serve. So this is doing the hard labor, working 5-6 days a week. If I die, let's go to my son. He runs it like this, the same way I did. These people, they don't take no possession in the land. You don't want to leave. You just want to be a servant here. You want to live here. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
I give you a job. I give you a place to sleep. You get some food. You get some money. Sit.
Mm-hmm.
Them you shall make to serve. But of your brethren, of the sons of Israel, no man may enslave his fellow. You cannot treat him like this. He cannot be your employee like this. Them shall you not make to serve with rigor. What is rigor? He got employment. He has full overhead of bills and payments, rents, and all this other stuff. Everything you're doing now, this is enslavement. Paying taxes and tributes and all of this is enslavement. So you cannot do this to your brother. And if the hand of the uncircumcised with you wax strong, and thy brother with him become poor, and sell himself to the uncircumcised stranger who is with thee, or to the stock of a strange religion to serve him, or to worship with him, who is of the generation of strangers, when it is known to you that he hath been sold, forthwith redemption shall be his. Forthwith, right immediately, the right of redemption shall be his. One of his brethren shall redeem him. So, forthwith, Now I am extending this to you. It's your birthright. Redemption is yours. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to send money to prepare for you your place. Or you're going to own it as a corporate group. We're going to put businesses in it. It will be profitable to the whole group. And we will continue to recycle this redemption law. This is your right forthwith. I'm extending it to you. One. The Most High only need one. So I am one. I have a birthright. I am one. I'll be right back. So forthwith, one of your brethren shall redeem him. Okay? So one. You only need one with the birthright. You need one that knows the law that's going to implement it. You need one that's going to teach to you and help you to do it. You just need one. Okay? He's doing it and he does it for one. See? One. Done. This does not require a whole lot.
No.
Okay? I help one. Now we're trying to help more. But we need some support from you to make an exchange of your captive currency to exchange it for the resource.
To produce.
To produce.
You guys remember that word, don't you?
Okay?
Produce.
So if one of his brethren, either the brother of his father or the son of his father's brother may redeem him, or a kinsman of the flesh of his family may redeem him, or by his own hand being made strong. I see. This is another one. See, it's like, or by his own hand being made strong. So I'm showing you the strong arm of redemption. The Most High can help you to redeem yourself. You just need the book and the rules. I'm giving you the book. I'm giving you the rules. I'm explaining it to you so you can even try to redeem yourself.
Gotta save yourself.
If you don't want to do it with me. I don't trust that God. I don't trust him. Okay. Here's the book, here's the rules. You have to follow it to the letter. You cannot pervert it or change it. It's not what you understand it to be. You have to read this like you're putting together the IKEA instructions. And you have to accept each and every choice for each and every step, for each and every situation you get yourself into. Then your hand will be made strong. When your hand is made strong, then you will redeem yourself. How long did it take you, Rabbi Sheikh? Oh, it took me a good 7 years. This being the 8th from when I started. Right, you have to go, you have to learn the laws, then you have to leave from the land of your captivity, come into your brother's house to learn the customs and traditions, put them together, and no matter what happened, keep your laws to be a walking Torah, the walking law. You have to master it and put it together. Then you have to buy back your birthright to buy land in the region. And then once you're able to get that and buy land in the region, then you can take the money that you've accumulated to buy land. It's a tough journey. I'm telling you right now. You might want to just take the easy way. My hand already been made strong. Now you could just join in with me and have nourishment with me, like the Lord said. Let your brother have nourishment with you. I'm trying to help nourish you. You want to take the hard way because you just mad I'm the leader. Nobody told you to sit around and wait.
Yes. And I could say, I'm receiving nourishment in all facets.
Okay? So by his own hand being made strong, or by the hand of the congregation, or by the hand of the congregation,
Yes.
may he be redeemed. So everybody can redeem everybody. All you need is what? To put it in the right place to prepare for you as a congregation. You put it in the church and you got no redemption.
Right.
The pastor got rich and the congregation remained poor. Put that here. Let me build for you a city. You can move here and live in luxury. Yeah, you got to accept the rules. Yeah, we're going to stone you adulterers. Yeah, that's right. You're going to kill the kids? Yes. You're going to kill the witches? Yes.
That's the law.
I have a law here. So even if the whole congregation chip in, you have to accept these rules. I don't care you want to be circumcised or not. You want to be a stranger and a weirdo, fine. You're still going to obey these rules. And he shall account with the uncircumcised person who had brought him from the year that he was sold until the year of Jubilee. And the price of his redemption of his purchase shall be according to the number of years, according to the days of a hireling shall it be with him. So if you're a hireling, you're a servant, you're a slave. If you are hired to do any job, you're a servant, you're a slave. Okay? So either you're a producer or a hireling. A hireling is one hired to do any job or task and receive some amount of money agreed upon and does the job and receives pay, be it by contract, hourly wages, employment agreement. It doesn't matter. It's all the same. If yet there be many years according to their number, he shall give for his redemption of the money that he was bought for. Okay? So if you have a contract for 100 years and they're supposed to pay you and they're supposed to receive this much profit off of you, then I have to give them that amount.
Yes.
Okay? But if few years remain till the year of Jubilee, he shall compute with him according to the amount of the years and give for his redemption as a hireling. By the year he shall be with him, and his master shall not make him to serve with rigor while thou see it. So, if someone has paid for the redemption, okay, and you're supposed to be set free. You're not supposed to work anymore with hard labor and be pushing to get this done. Okay? That's ended. You don't no longer work with rigor. Okay? If he be not redeemed within those years, he shall go free at the year of Jubilee, he and his children with him. You see this? So the Jubilee passed, right? The 400 years ended. Somebody was supposed to let us go free. If the 400 years was the sentence, the 400th year there was a Jubilee. And somebody was supposed to let us go and they didn't. The Most High have a problem with this. For the sons of Israel are mine to obey my laws. Servants are they whom I brought out redeemed from the land of Egypt. Mitzrayim, I am Yah, your Allah. Okay? That's the end of chapter 25. So the Most High says, because he did the Moses thing, that was the price he paid. He did all of the work. He paid the expenditures. He killed the people. He did all of this stuff. And we went into covenant with him. Now, here we are over the 400 years. And these Babylonian Chaldeans, of whom language I speak, have remained to consistently try to keep us in captivity. Right? So now the Most High is getting angrier, and the world is coming under worse and worse situations. It's becoming more and more hostile, more and more uninhabitable. But this is not the workings of any reasons that they give you. This is the cause of my God. The God of whom none of you know the name of, but is in all my videos posted right over here, over my left shoulder. This God that I post right over here. Okay, we're back. So, this right over here over my left shoulder, picking up where I left off. This God, right? I have been posting a question. If anybody can find any information or documentation about this God, spelled Yod Yod or Yah, if you find anything about him, I want anyone to post a comment on my Facebook page. And I have been asking the question repeatedly, and nobody have nothing to say about this. I am talking under the name of this God. I am giving a law given from this God. Can anybody tell me anything about him? Look it up. Because everybody can tell me everything about every religion and every idol and every ideology, but nobody ever mentions this one.
And there's no tetragram.
There's no tetragrammaton. Don't give me 4 letters. There is one God with these 2 letters in his name. One. Tell me. I'm waiting. So if you can find the text, the book, the history, or any understanding about this one, because I converse with this one. Okay? All of my instructions, everything I have done or accomplished in my life was accomplished at the expressed dictate and instructions of this one.
Yes.
So I want someone to tell me about it. You know, if you know and you are following and you're not one of these so-called gripey teachers, you know, that want to like say I'm misleading the people. If you think that I'm wrong, find the information about this one. And you can share what you find about him. Okay? Tell me everything. Tell me where you find it. Tell me what he said to do, how he said to do it. Where did you find it? Give me your bibliography, your information, your expertise, and tell me that you serve this God and his law. And what does he say for his people to do? And then you tell me that what I'm telling you is wrong.
And I have posted and shared the same question.
Because everybody want to teach us, but the question is, because if you're going to teach me, right, this is my Teflon. If you're going to teach me about this God and tell me what he says to do, then I want you to tell me about this God. Don't tell me about Zoroastria and nothing. Don't tell me. Everybody know about this Gilgamesh and Anak. Everybody knows all this craziness. Tell me about this one. All right. That's my time for today. One step, one step.
Salam.